and welcome to the Iron Turners. And I'm your host, Kletus-Ray Archibald Ignatius Remington the Third. That's right. And today on the show, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of shit. So at work day, we was talking about the color of the pills and what do they mean. White pill, blue pill, red pill, and a black pill. All right. Well, it got to be a kind of heated discussion, and so I figured, man, this might ought to be interesting to talk about. So I come home from work and I printed off what they mean, and I'm going to go through them and tell you what I think they mean and what it really means, in my opinion. Okay? We're going to start out with the white pill. According to the Google machine, it says the white pill is the optimistic counterpoint. That even if the world is harsh and unfair, that things can still get better. Hope exists and improvements possible. You can win. Personal efforts pay off, and it goes on. Okay. Fuck this beard. Here's my translation. Alright? And this is in relativity to the rest of them up there. What the white pill means to me, it's like this. You remember when you was, baby, a little youngin', and you was running around, and everything tasted great, food, candy, water, didn't matter. Everything was lovely. You had your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, your grandmammy, everything, every little toy you played with was funner than hell. The dumbest shit was just, it was just glorious, you know what I mean? And nothing could really you'd fall down, scrape your knee or something, and that was kind of the end of your world in that moment. But you get older and you look back, you think like, damn, those was the days of my life. Like, it didn't get no better than that. And you was thinking as you was growing up, it was only going to get better. Well, it don't. It gets worse. So the white pill to me is emblematic of ignorant blissfulness. Okay? That's what it is. You look back to the days when everything was great and nothing was terrible. That's white pill. That's like rainbows and unicorns. All right? So, the next one we're going to talk about is the blue pill. All right? So what does that even mean? Well, according to the Google machine, it says the blue pill is the default mainstream state that you accept conventional societal narratives like, be nice, work hard, and treat people equally because everything's so fair. It's often used mockingly and blah, 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 and it goes on and on. Alright? Fuck this beard. I'm going to tell you what the blue pill is. Alright? I kind of see it as like this. Well, once you get into probably middle school, maybe high school, if you made it through high school and you get into college, them years of your life, in your adolescence, your teenage years, everybody's liberal. It makes the most sense. Because at that point in your life, really, you kind of expect everything. I mean, you might have your little job flipping burgers at the damn Chick-fil-A or damn the Burger King or something, but you just kind of think that, well, whatever I'm told is the way. Because you're indoctrinated by the damn public school system, because I'm sure where most of yins go or went, and you're indoctrinated by it, and they have you come in, it's like militarized. You come in, the bell rings, you sit down, you listen to the same stupid shit, 45 minutes or an hour, whatever, and then you got a bell ring, you go next, and this happens for 180 days out of the year. And it's teaching you to sit still, shut the fuck up, don't think for yourself, okay? It's teaching you what to think, not how, all right? So when all this is occurring and your brain's still myelinating and you're growing older and you're growing up, you're really thinking about girls and cars and shit like that. You ain't really too worried about economics and things that really do matter that'll nip your ass later in life. And we'll get to that. But you kind of just look at you're blue pilled at that point. You just expect that you do what you're supposed to do and it's all the chips are going to fall into place. Okay? To me, that's kind of how liberals think all through their lives. They think that the world damn owes them something, and somebody else supposed to pay for it, and eat the rich like my commie cousin Carl's stupid mouth diaper says. He wears that shit out in public, eat the rich. It's like, all right, man. Well, that's how they think. And that shit don't really fly in the real world. Because don't nobody owe you a damn thing, right? If you want something, you got to go earn it or take it. Best way to go about it is to earn it. If you take it, you might liable to get shot or locked up. But I digress. Point is, you feel like when you're blue-pilled that everything's just going to work out in the end. Like you don't really have to think too hard about what if. Because there ain't no what if situations. Because you taught to think that the shit's just going to fall in your lap. Alright? Well, we'll move on to the red pill. According to the Google machine, the red pill is the classic awakening. You reject the mainstream narrative and you see the hidden truth. This is, quote, hidden truth. Society's rigged in some fundamental way. Often gender dynamics, power structures, economics, race, media, control, etc. Okay? They say that feminism holds all the power. Nice guys finish last. Rules dating, men are oppressed, and blase, blase, blah. Okay. I'm going to define a red pill for you. If I had to guess, that's where most of the yins are at right about now. Probably have been for quite a few years, actually. But a red pill, to me, that's the next stage in life. That's where you done got through school, whether it's high school, college, or trade school, or you went and got you a career, whatever the hell you did, but you're moving into your late 20s, early 30s, you might have a youngin' or three, and you gotta start paying for shit. You gotta pay your property taxes if you own a house, or a trailer, or a piece of land, or whatever. And everything you realize costs a shitload of money. And you realize that the money you're making, it's like this. It's all being inflated away. It's like, damn, 20 years ago, man, I could have been living fat on this, $25 an hour, or $15 an hour, whatever. And now, damn, I'm drowning. It's like you're in a shitty little rowboat, and you're trying to paddle across the damn lake, but there's a gale whipped up, and it's blowing against you, and you're paddling. The harder you paddle, you ain't going nowhere. That's inflation in a nutshell. That's what's happening to your money. And you start realizing all that when you get in your late 20s, early 30s. So you get red-pilled. Unless you're a dumbass liberal, then you just stay blue-pilled and you figure that somebody's going to give it to you, or you're a welfare parasite or whatever. You're going to just sap off the system. Then that's what your MO is. You do your thing. But the rest of us that got to go out and make this sumbitch turn, we all get red-pilled. Like, damn, these sumbitches living better than me, and I'm working 50 hours a week, 55, sometimes 60. And then when I go into double time, I'm getting taxed double time. So I ain't bringing home shit extra, really, not much. And it's like, fuck, man, I'm missing out on raising my youngins. I'm at work all damn day listening to some asshole boss dealing with customers, whatever it is you're doing. You ain't doing what you want to be doing, which would be going fishing or hunting or whatever you enjoy, man. Golf. Fucking riding a bicycle. Whatever. Pick a hobby. You'd rather be doing it than at work, paying, 25, 35% of all the money you make to the ether, and then just to be told that, well, this money is tax money and it's going to come back, with better roads and better bridges and shit, and you're driving down the road and bam, there goes a fucking tie rod because there's a crater. It ain't even a pothole. It's like a damn crater. It's just a little shit and it aggravates you. And it'll red pill you. Like, damn, man, I'm paying all this money. And all these some bitches are piling across the border and they're getting free food stamps, free welfare, free housing, getting put up in damn 4 and 5 star hotels, committing crimes out the ass, and they just kicking them right back out into the streets. It's like, shit, I can't even run a damn red light. They hit my work truck and send me a damn ticket, and it's just, I could go on and on and on. That's a rant right there. But in the aggregate, what happens is you become red pilled because you realize the shit ain't fair, especially if you're a white boy. Now, I don't know how much that shit's going to change because they done away with the affirmative action and whatnot, but there's still residual. You know, try to get a government job, white boy. You know, there's quotas that must be met first. And you ain't at the top of the list. So you got to go out and do your own thing. And that just makes you think like, shit, man. You know, fuck this system. You vote, and what are you voting for? At the top, it's the same. They're the same. That's why they call it a uniparty. Okay? So all these things will red pill you, and that's when you kind of sit back and you're like, well, shit. On a national level, my vote don't matter. We saw that in 2020. It's probably been going on, and we just ain't been paying a whole lot of attention, maybe it's just me. I'm too damn busy to pay attention. I'm too broke to pay attention. And you know, it's like, so you swallow that red pill. And like I said, I can go on about that one, but I'll let it ride there. You get my drift. So, what's next on the list? The black pill. All right. Says here, the black pill is the darkest evolution, usually from a red pill, where you are totally in despair and nihilistic. Not only is the word rigged and unfair, not only is the world rigged and unfair, but it's hopelessly rigged. And now the damn thing you do matters. Genetics, looks, determinism doom you forever, especially in dating, communism, whatever. It's over. Okay. That's the black pill. Now, I think there's a lot of crossover in the black pill and the red pill. All right, that's what I think. I don't think that black pill means, oh hell, it's all over. Although that's the technical definition of it. I think the black pill is more like a stage in life. If you made it through the white pill stage, and most everybody does, because when you're that young, you don't have the ability to really think beyond unicorns and rainbows and Skittles and Snickers bars and granny's hugs and kisses. And then when you're a fixture in the indoctrination system, which is the Department of Education's internment camp, you really ain't taught to think. You just gotta do what the fuck you told. Alright? You get out into the working world, now you 20s, 30s, like I said, and you either stay blue pilled, usually that's government people, they're easier to keep blue pilled because they're making a livable wage, but they ain't getting rich, but they ain't going poor. They got really good damn health insurance. So that ideology works real good for them. But if you's like me, and you had to go out at a younger age and start learning a trade, you ain't got all that. You got your skills and your tools, and you make do with what you got. And the insurance sucks ass, right? So there's a juncture there where you split. You either stay blue pill, depending on what's paying you, or you start realizing, well, damn, this is some bullshit. You turn off the mainstream media. Stop watching the CNNs and the MSNBCs and the Foxes and all that shit. And you start following into indie journalists that, like, they'll kind of shape the way you think. Like, they'll give you the other side of the story. Because the mainstream, they all run off the same headlines with their own little twist. It's like, you want some extra pepper on that shit pie? Man, a little salt? Okay. So, the black pill, to me, it's once you get past the point where you realize that it really is a class thing. And it always has been. And if you ain't got your piles of gold by the time you're 40, 45, 50 years old, you ain't going to get them. Most likely. Right? And you realize that kings trade in gold. You realize that gentlemen trade in silver. And that peasants barter. And most people barter. Most of us as peasants. And you realize that debt is the ultimate slavery. Right? And so then you start to really see how this whole system works. That the politicians, they're just puppets. That they're all golfing together, but then in the halls of Congress, you got right, left, and red and blue, and fucking caucus here, and blah, blah, blah there. But at the end of the day, them some bitches all going to the bar, taking shots and laughing at how damn stupid the herd is. Keep paying your taxes. What the hell does it matter? If you can print trillions of dollars, why am I paying tax? You see, it leads to all these thoughts. Like, what in the fuck am I paying tax for? All these damn some bitches that are sapping off system, they ain't paying shit. You know, so it keeps the working man poor and the poor man poor, and we're all poor, right? Or just getting by. To me, that's poor. So to me, that's a black pill. It's like, it ain't hopelessness. To me, the black pill is more so swallowing reality. And the reality is, the government has one document worth of laws to follow, and that same government implies libraries worth of laws for us to follow. And if you don't like it, you go to jail. And they're going to take your shit. And you realize all that, and you just you got to kind of conform to the way it is, or suffer the consequences. And then you refocus. Instead of worrying about politics and who's on what team and all that shit, you realize it don't matter, because you can't do a damn thing about it. And in my case, but stay white and die. That's it. So I would say the black pill is not the harbinger of nihilism, and because it defines how you perceive your reality, the reality. Reality, right? Does it just suck and there is no way out? Or is it just the way the gears grind? You know? So I think that's kind of, in a nutshell, that's what I feel about it. I feel like it don't really matter. In the end, just be happy with what God give you